Why do bad things happen to good people? Hey guys, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. So I just wanted to jump on and do a quick video. Like when they say, why do bad things happen to good people? Well, to be frank, that there is no bad things that happen to people. There's no bad things that happen to good people. Bad people, good people, whatever you want to term it. Bad things are not biased on who they happen to, because you got to kind of look at it from that perspective, and what do you determine as a good person versus a bad person? There's no good or bad person. It's who we are at where we are in that moment of our awareness, that the space, because we can't be anything other than or more than where we are at the time. So seeing it from that perspective, it sorry, excuse me, it helps us to put us in that frame of mind, that space of awareness and consciousness to be um, outside of the experience and to be able to see it from a higher perspective versus a lower realm vibration or energy from that perspective. So when we're looking at situations, as far as this is good or this is bad, there really isn't any. It's just our justification of what we think is good and what is bad, versus how it is or how it isn't, about what's going on, in our experience, our existence. So to say that, you know, things are good, things are bad things happen to good people, why does that happen to good people when really there's no bias when there's something that's good or bad, because when that happens there's no um, I guess you can say like judgment from that perspective. Things just happen to people, whether you're good or bad, who you are, whether it's an animal or it's a person or whatever it is happening for a reason. It's not whether you're good or bad, who you are. If you know anything about the law of attraction, that does play a part in it. So when we look at it from the point of, why do bad things happen to good people? Try to look at it like, nobody is above anybody else. And it's not that, people who are good um, are going to, deserve favorism in how they experience life, because we're all here to experience life and to have things happen, and things do happen, because that is life, right? People die, we get into car accidents, it doesn't mean just because you're a good person that nothing's ever going to happen to you that we don't want in our lives, right? And so it's the experience of it. But with every experience, we do get, some understanding of it, right? So um, being a good person doesn't exempt you from life experiences. That's just an illusion, a fallacy, a belief system. It's a realism that is not true. Um, and that what we think is true is not always true, right? But it just seems that way. So again, that's like an illusion. So, with that, we want to understand that, we're here to have the experiences, and you can try to be as good as you want, but what is your definition of what's good? What's good and bad, right? I don't do this and I don't do that. And I'm going to say that, that was basically my my goal in life, was basically trying to do everything in my life um, up until my awakening, the right way, trying to find the right person, trying to get myself, trying to always do the right thing, trying to be the good person, right? And before my awakening, even now, not as bad as it was before, but I mean, now even I have things happen in my life, but I'm more aware of it, more conscious of it, more because it brings change, right? And that's why bad things do happen to good people and to bad people. It brings change, right? So we want to be aware of that, not why bad things are happening, right? We want to be aware about how can I change, or how can I, you know, operate in a different way, or what can I get from this experience, because what is our definition of being good versus not? So, as I was starting to say, like prior to my awakening, my death experience, I was trying to do all the right things, regardless of everything else that was going on around me. Like I had this world or vision or experience that was going on around me, but within myself, I was like trying to get somewhere in my life, trying to do all the right things, but no matter what I was trying to do, as trying to be a good person, things happened which I didn't understand, and they weren't always good, right? Because my good intentions weren't always the outcome of the situation or what was present in my life, so to say, So I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, but without that happening, regardless of my intentions of trying to be a good person, um, those things happened. And then I had gotten a lot out of it, right? I've got change, I've got awareness, I've got a different perspective, a different consciousness. It led to my awakening experience, where I had the death experience going home, and then just evolution from there. So regardless of what we think is good and our intentions to be good, it's not always going to be our experience. That's the delusion, because you have your world experience, this world that you live in. Sort of say it's like a bubble, right? Everybody has their own, and the book talks about this. You have your own. It's like these two different worlds going on at the same time. Like I had my attention from myself, my true self, that to always try to do the right thing, right? Which not always led to the right thing, because I was in my perception that we need, and this is part of the conditioning, we need to get the right person, we need to have the right job, the career, and so that is the perception that's set for us in this world when we come in. So what is the definition of a good person, and why do bad things happen to good people? It's not about that. It has nothing to do with that. But a lot of people question that, and about their lives, because people who do have, just like me, the intention to do the right thing or to be good, still have bad things happen in their lives. But there's more beyond that. Again, bad things is not biased on who we are, right? Just like diseases aren't biased on who it is too, right? It's whatever is the best platform for that experience to happen to, and then that's what we're creating in our lives, right? So what we set up in our lives, because we do create our own experiences, what we've come into this life being. So we've already kind of have a preset, because when we attract from where we are, even though we have some kind of perception or intention, of it being one way, it's not always that way, it's a different way, right? And so have that lining up is important in our lives to navigate it. So however, my experience that I had coming into this life until my awakening has set me up for that, right? And so it's helped me to gather information, data, knowledge, wisdom, experience. It's helped me to change my lives on many different levels. A lot of knowledge and wisdom has come in from that experience. I've had my awakening. So totally in a different space. Not to say that, I don't have certain things that happen. It's not like it was. However, there is, things that I'm still navigating in my life, trying to find my way, as far as, getting, this YouTube station together, these videos, putting everything out. I mean, I have all that going on, and trying to manifest, like a center and, programs and things like that. So I have all that going on. So I'm still going through things. It's not like the experience before. I've kind of shifted out of that from my awakening, because my life was totally different. From then I was consumed in the human consumption beliefs reality. Having stepped out of that, I'm in a different space, right? So now I'm manifesting, creating a new life, from the understanding that I have, putting that out there. But that's the shift from one life to the other. But anyway, going back to the topic, we have things happen to us for a reason, and that's for change, for us to see, through the illusion, the delusion of what we've come into. Because when we are born, we're coming into all these conditioned states, all these belief systems, and because we don't know any better as a child, we just take them on and we accept them, right? And so our environment is very influential, and it depends on, where you are when you come in as a spirit. You're attracted to your parents, and they're the ones that set your foundation for your life experience. And so your environment is very effective in how we are taking on our lives and how we live our life, right? So, and then we kind of come out of that at some point, in our lives, right? Whether it's through awakening in this lifetime, another lifetime, whatever it is, however the environment does influence us, from that point. So there's things that are going to happen in life. And again, it's not biased on who you are, whether you're a good person, a bad person, male, female, an animal. It could be anything, A turtle can walk out in the road and get hit by a car, right? Is that turtle bad or good? No, it's just a turtle, right? So we want to step out of that concept frame of mind. Oh, I'm trying to be a good person, so bad things shouldn't happen to me. That's an illusion in itself. Things do happen, and it's not biased. It's not about that. It's about change, right? So how can I change my life, and why am I going through this, right? For instance, everything's, you're doing your best to be a good person, and you have a relationship that ends, I'm such a good person, I did this and I did this, and, blah, 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 blah. Why is this happening, right? Did everything that I could. Well, because your time with that person is ending. It's not nothing biased about you being a good or bad person. Your time with that person is over. Whether that person be they leave you or you leave, something happens. Something happens in the world that sets the change. Because if you continue to be with this person, you've reached a certain plateau in your experience. And it's not that you have to sit there and try and force it to be more, but there's other experiences that the world, the universe, source wants you to have outside of where you are. And it's your comfort zone that keeps you in that space thinking this is it forever, right? But nothing is ever forever. Everything is forever changing. And so that's your experience with a lot of things, So when things like that happen, don't deem them as bad or good. Just be like, okay, it's time for change, right? That kind of eases the process for you to allow you to shift into whatever it is that you're having, and just allowing the change to happen and evolve, because we're evolving beings. We're not always meant to be in one place forever. We're not meant to be in one space doing one thing, having one job, having one relationship, having this, having that. We are evolving, and for us to evolve, we have to have different experiences in the world. outside of us, right? And a lot of times we set goals, but what we want is not always what is for the best for us, right? So things do happen. So try to just get away from the perception, about why bad things happen to good people, because that's just an illusion, right? And it kind of just circulates the delusion and the suffering more, right? And so that can help release and ease some of that for you. So just want to come on and answer that question. Somebody had asked that, and I just want to kind of give you an answer and just answer for everybody, because I'm sure not only have it's been my experience, but it's been the experience of other people as well, and other people do question that. So just to answer it, put it out there for you. If it resonates with you, great. If not, if you have any other questions, drop them below. If you have any questions that you do want me to answer, and I will do my best to answer them from my experience or my knowledge, and then we can go from there, and I'll make a video on it. So definitely drop that below. But yeah, that's just pretty much what I wanted to mention on that, as far as why bad things would happen to good people. So all right, well, thanks. Have a great journey. If you did want to book any sessions with me, I do coaching, life coaching, spiritual coaching, things like that. I do hypnosis. It's called introspective hypnosis sessions, so definitely you can book a session with that. I also do intuitive readings and some channeling. So feel free to drop a comment, reach out to me, and book a session. All right, happy journeys.